let's 11 people out there. All right, good afternoon. Oh, let's get a little volume. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mike from Common Guy Sports. We're going to start up here our session 4 of the 2024 Cougar Athletic Big Cat Meet. So this is going to start with session 4. Is going to start with event 35. And I have a little assistance here in the booth. So we have Jeff here who's going to help us along. Jeff, you want to tell us what event 35 is?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Event 35 is the 200-meter IM for 13 and over women.
All right, we're still working on a little of the volume levels. We'll get this sorted out.
Check.
All right. So we got whistles. Let's see if
All right, we got swimmers in lane 1, Emily Cooven, lane 2, Clarissa Cohn, lane 3, Angelica Sandoval, lane 4, Fei Wong, lane 5, Maeve O'Neill, lane 6, Melina Krikos, lane 7, Grace Flynn, and lane 8, Zoe Erling.
So this is a 200. We're going to be swimming 4 lengths of the pool. Each length is 50 meters. Top right of your screen is the entries for heat number 2. That's Maeve in lane 5, first to turn at the 100.
Yep, she's leading the pack by about a body length.
All right, here at the left end of the pool, swimmers are at 150.
Looks like Maeve O'Neill dropped significantly, if I'm reading that right.
All right, here we go with heat number 2. 2
All
of
right.
5.
Heat number 2, lane 1, Grace McLaughlin. Lane 2, Tessa Milando. Lane 3, Rory Grace Thompson. Lane 4, Sophia Goal. Lane 5, Navi Noel. Lane 6, Arika Patel. Lane 7, Jasmine Chang. And lane 8, Ashley McDonald.
Top right of your screen are the entries for heat number 3. All right, swimmers at the halfway point. This is lane 4, lead swimmer, Sophia Gould. And Ashley McDonald in 8. All right, as the swimmers all turn, freestyling home, last 50 meters.
Sophia Goal with 2:51.91, which is a significant drop from her seed time of 3:02.99.
All right, here we go with heat number 3.
All right, heat number 3, lane 1, Olivia Lee. There's the scoreboard. Maria Braceno, Emily Feldstein in lane 3. Lane 4, Sophia Sanchez. Lane 5, McKenna Pajunas. Lane 6, Viviana Ramos. Lane 7, Taylor Holtzman. And lane 8 with Katie Clark.
Top right of your screen are the entries for heat number 4 up next.
I know I may be butchering some of these names. My apologies. I try to say the best I can.
Hey, it's Father's Day. We're allowed a little leniency.
A little grace, yeah.
All right. So, quick shout out, Jeff. Thanks for volunteering, stepping in. Happy Father's Day to you and all the fathers out there.
Thank you, Mike. My pleasure.
This is our lead swimmer in lane 4. a look in on lanes 1, 2, and 4. And then we pan down to the high numbers here. This is 6, 7, and 8. All right, 3 swimmers all turning simultaneously at the 150.
Close race with these 3. All right, Mary Bersano looks like number 1, 2:53.72, which is pretty close to her seat time. There's a little bit more though. Good job, swimmers.
All right, here's the names for heat number 4.
All right, in lane 1 we have Elle Villacres. Lane 2, Sasha Colby. Lane 3, Sophie Sanders. Lane 4, Madison Lope. Lane 5, Elizabeth Duffy. Lane 6, Vivian McCormick. Lane 7, Liv Wright. And lane 8, Natasha Doran Gonzalez.
All right, this is heat 4 of 5 in the pool. The names on the top right of your screen are the entries for the heat 5, the final heat. And then looking ahead, we have 5 heats for the guys. The boys, the men, men 13 and overs.
Yeah, I guess there's a certain cutoff when men become boys. I guess that's around 13 or so.
I traditionally were anybody in high school is a boy,
Boys
men
to
is
men.
college.
Yeah. Men, boys to men, excuse
Yeah.
me. Yeah. We don't go backwards, although some of us wish we could.
All right, here's the swimmers turning at the 100. All right, so point of reference, 15 or the gold time for the older kids, 15 and over is 2:36.29.
All right, good job, Sophie Sanders, coming in at 2:46.85. It's about 3-second drop, almost 3-second drop.
All right, final heat.
All right, heat 5 of 5. Lane 1, we've got Camilla Bazan. Lane 2, we have Coco Okawa O'Connell. Lane 3, Margaret Sawa. Lane 4, Josie Spies. Lane 5, Morgan Mandrebo. Lane 6, Sid Wright. Lane 7, Lola Summerstein, and in lane 8 we have Alexa Whitworth.
Looks like we have a scratch in 8.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Hard to see over
That's
the wall.
okay. I cheated. I looked ahead. All right, that's at the 100 turn there. 2 lengths to go. All right, let's keep an eye. 236.99, I think, was gold. Lola just turned 201, so can she come home in 35? Her seed was at 239. We're pulling for her. Just off, unfortunately. Nice effort, Lola. 237.48.
Good job, Lola. Our next event is the men, same event, 200 meter IM. Event 36, heat 1. We've got in lane 1, Aiden Rivera. Lane 2, Rohinish Roy. Lane 3, Ajrit Alugadala. Lane 4, Maxwell Lee. Lane 5, Andrew Hu. Lane 6, Charlie Moser. And lane 7, Ryan Jusmeski. No swimmer in lane 8.
Gronish in lane 2, first to turn, coming home here.
All right, good job by Rohinish. Finished at 250.96, which is a big drop from 313.40. Heat number 2 is next with, in lane 1, we have Ryan Liu. Lane 2, Pete Swede. Lane 3, Dennis G. Lane 4, Jordan Franco. Lane 5, Matt Martino. Lane 6, Huck Hayes. Lane 7, Colin Martiak. And lane 8, James O'Toole.
This is heat 2 of 5. Names for heat 3, top right of your screen. That was James O'Toole in 8 leading out the field there. They'll be turning at 150 at that far end. 50 freestyle coming home. Little outside smoke there, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Jeff, I'm sorry, Jeff.
That's okay. Yeah, Pete came in at 240.86, which is actually a 10-second, almost a 10-second drop. All right, coming up is Heat 3, with in lane 1, Tyler Kim, lane 2, Daniel Shi, lane 3, Derek Gutowski, lane 4, Alex Makovsky, lane 5, Basim Hussein, lane 6, Malachi Wong, lane 7, Mikey Kim, and lane 8 we have Andrew Lope. I know these swimmers compete against their own times, but it is certainly exciting in a heat when you see 2 or 3 swimmers coming in together.
Absolutely. That's lanes 3, 4, and 6 at the 100 mark. Everybody's splitting the breaststroke pretty even here. So they'll be turning freestyle. Lane 5 is now in the mix. Who's that? That's Basim Hassim.
It's another close one. All right, real close on this one. Alex Makovsky and Derek Vitowski, first and second. Good job. All right, we're on heat 4 now, folks. Lane 1, we have Colin Whitlock. Lane 2, Aiden McTighe. Lane 3, Arian Kumar. Lane 4, Gavin Del Fiero. Lane 5, Luke Gardner. Lane 6, William Parsnick. Lane 7, David Hanin. And in lane 8, Charles Lee.
And this is heat 4 of 5. The names for heat 5 on the top right of your screen. $15 and over gold is a 221.59. Next heat, we have quite a few, 4 qualifiers already. So, see if we can add to that. Keep an eye on lane 1. Top of your screen.
And Gavin Del Fiero comes in at 229.28. All right, 5th and final heat coming up here. Lane 1, Eli Muldoon. Lane 2, Alex Buffy Jimenez. Lane 3, Brendan Giuliano. Lane 4, Sam Larenk. Lane 5, Thomas Yaugen. Lane 6, Jake Brunetti. Lane 7, Tyrion Chong. And lane 8, Matthew Zerwinski. And I think we have a scratch in lane 1 and possibly lane 3. Is that right?
Looks like it, yep. All right, here are the guys at the 100.
Incidentally, the next event is a 200-meter butterfly, which there's only one heat. I guess not too many swimmers swim the 200-meter butterfly.
Probably one of the harder 200s, right? And
Yeah.
especially long course.
My daughter is in the next event,
Ah, there you go.
Adriana. And a little shout out to her now.
Means we're getting ice cream on the way home as a treat.
I would think so.
That's lane 4, Sam Larnack, low time at the 150. So gold qualifying for the older kids is a 2:21.59. I believe Sam had that already. Yep, 2:13 was his seed.
All right, Sam Larenk comes in at 2:19.75. All right, we're going to the next event now, folks. Event 37, 200-meter butterfly. As I mentioned, women's 13 and over. In lane 1, we have Tori Burgess. Lane 2, Tori Burgess. Lane 3, Julie Fu. Lane 4, Elizabeth Washburn. Lane 5, Adriana Scanga. And lane 6, Victoria Bono. Shout out to my daughter, Adriana. This is probably her best event.
All right, here's the swimmers at the 100 turn.
Elizabeth Washburn making the turn at 1:08.
All right, we'll jump down for the 150 turn for Lizzie.
The gold qualifying time for this is 2:33.89 for 15 and over.
All right, we'll jump ahead and then we'll jump back. Full disclosure, Lizzie is a 19-year-old. Nice job.
Lizzie touching the wall at 2:20.11.
This is lanes 5 and 6. follow them in and then jump back again.
All right, that was the only heat in this event. So we're going now to event 38, which is the men's 200-meter butterfly. We have 3 swimmers in lanes 3, 4, and 5, respectively. First in lane 3 is Bilal Afifi. Lane 4, Robert Walters. Lane 5, Sarin Taylor. Scoreboard is a little slow in updating.
All right, but it did get the start, so we'll have times. They're just not displaying the names. I think we have 2 heats here.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Yep.
Names on the top right are the entries for heat number 2.
Since the scoreboard doesn't have the names, I'll give the names real quick again. Lane 3, Bilal Afifi. Lane 4, Robert Walters. And lane 5, Sarin Taylor, or Sarin Taylor.
This is lane 3. And then 4 with the white cap. Lane 5 with the black cap. All right, now we got the names. We're caught up.
There they are.
All right, here's lane 3 coming in on the finish. Oh.
And Bilal Afifi finishes at 2:41.03. Nice drop from his seat time. All right, that ends heat 1. We go into heat 2 now. We have starting in lane 2, Sean Boyd. Lane 3, Zach Joyal. Lane 4, Vikram Pal. Lane 5, Jonathan Kern. Lane 6, JJ Zola. And lane 7, Nick Krukowski. And we have a scratch in lane 6. JJ Zara is not there.
That's lane 4, Vikram, first to turn at the far end.
Incidentally, Mike, yesterday you pointed out that the dashes in the scoreboard represent that the touch wall did not register, and therefore the timers have to activate the plunger. That
Correct.
actually did happen with Bilal Afifi.
Okay, yep. Yeah, that second, if they do then touch the pad, it is registered, but the system will flag that. So
It has happened more often than I thought it happened, so it just shows that the timers do have a vital role in what they're doing. Most of them are parent volunteers, and so I'll give a quick shout out to them if any of them are listening later on.
these meets don't happen with a large number of volunteers.
Yeah, very true.
All right, here are the guys at the 150 mark. And the names you see on the top right are for event 39, women 50 back. So those will start from the left-hand side of the pool. So there's a look at some of the volunteers leaning over. Good protocol. You look down the wall, you make sure the touch is clear, and then you see. So that's I talked with Steve last time. So when you're doing the timing, do you hold out the watch or do you read the time? We were talking about different things like that.
Typically, hold it out for the next guy to read. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of nuances, and so probably we have older swimmers in this section, so we have more educated viewers, but so they've been there. So.
We got pro timers here.
Yeah.
All right, we should be coming up to the next event now. I think that was the last heat. 2 was the last heat of that event. So we're in event 39, which is the women's 50-meter backstroke. Starts on the other end of the pool. We got in lane 3, Dia Naik. Lane 4, Zoe Argentiari. And lane 5, Ina Sesathmi Anadasairi.
So again, big time saver here when we're swimming just one length of the pool, being able to have the swimmers start at the far end, not having all the timers need to walk the length of the pool. Names on the top right are Heat 2. We have 4 heats total here in this event.
And Zoe comes in at 51.12. All right, we'll be starting Heat 2 next. Starting in lane 2, Olivia Lee. Lane 3, Caroline Kopitek. Lane 4, Samantha Wasco. Lane 5, Alexis Amwang. Lane 6, Santina Mapu. And lane 7, Emily Lutkiewicz. It's a tough one. Incidentally, I'll also say that as a timer, it can get hectic with the 50-meter races because you have to write down your time very quickly as the next race often starts right away. So it can get a little hairy as a timer. Olivia Lee comes in at 36.94. This is about a 3-second drop. Next up is Heat 3. We have 8 swimmers. Starting in lane 1, we have Charlotte DeKreski. Lane 2, Jenna Cheney. Lane 3, Gabriela Becerra. Lane 4, Renata Shishkovic. Lane 5, Nadine Chamo. Lane 6, Ellie Villacres. Lane 7, Ashley McDonald. And lane 8, Carly Moser.
Now, we do not have gold qualifying times for these 50s.
And Nadine Chomau comes in at 36:33. We are now at Heat 4. 8 swimmers. Lane 1, Katie Mans. Lane 2, Sonia Yegan. Lane 3, Maddie Ball. Lane 4, Madison Clark. Lane 5, Bella Takas. Lane 6, Carrie Mendrabo. Lane 7, Alexa Whitworth. And lane 8, Marin Weavers.
It's like lane 7 has a scratch.
Yes, that would have been Alexa Whitworth. Yeah. All right, and Maddie Ball comes in at 34:65. We are now going to event 40, which is the 50-meter backstroke for the men, 13 and over. We only have 3 swimmers in heat number 1. Starting in lane 3, Sion Shah. Lane 4, Connor Ehrenbeck. Lane 5, Carl Nagamos. And that must be the first time I got the names through before they started. And Connor Ehrenbeck comes in at 48:42. Okay, we're at heat 2 of event 40. Starting in lane 2, we have Daniel Wilson. Lane 3, Gianfranco Novoa. Lane 4, Nicholas Dungan. Lane 5, Sebastian Mapu. Lane 6, Charlie Tong. And in lane 7, we have Nathan Burgess.
Low time there, lane 2, Daniel Wilson, 36:14. Dropping tons off his 46:88.
Good job, Daniel. Okay, we're at heat 3 now. We have in lane 1, RJ Fitzgibbons. Lane 2, Kane Vargo. Lane 3, Arian Batances. Lane 4, David Zoltek. Lane 5, Adriel Batances. Lane 6, Alexander DeSantis. Lane 7, Benjamin Bautista. And lane 8, Aiden Rivera. And we have a scratch in lane 4, it seems. right, Arian Batances with 32.86.
More than a 2-second drop off his 34.90 seed. Nice job.
We're at Heat 4 now. In lane 1, Derek Gutowski. Lane 2, Mario Pontitis. Lane 3, Brendan Giuliano. Lane 4, Carl Burghardt. Lane 5, Jake Brunetti. Lane 6, Brian Dos Santos. Lane 7, Robbie Reiger. And lane 8, Ty Holler. It looks like we're missing Mario Pontitis in lane 2. All right, good job, Carl Burghardt with 29.91. That should bring us to, that was the last event, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Heat 4. That'll bring us to event 41 now, which is the women's 13 and over 100-meter freestyle. Swimmers are just coming to the blocks.
All right, 7 heats here. This is heat 1 of 7. Names for heat 2, top right of your screen.
All right, we got lane 1, Dia Naik. Lane 2, Zoe Argentieri. Lane 3, Grace Flynn. Lane 4, Ella Loeffler. Lane 5, Fei Wong. Lane 6, Clarissa Kong. And lane 7, Ina Sesathimi Ana Dasiri. And do we have all swimmers? Yes, we do.
All right, so gold for 13, 14s is 106.99 and 15 and over 104.29. All right, so this is 104 lengths to the pool. This is halfway. Oh, there's 2 lengths to the pool, if I could count. Sorry.
Ella Loeffler coming in at 114.89. 6-second drop, almost a 6-second, more like a 5.5 second drop. Math is challenging for me on the fly. All right, we got heat 2 now. Lane 1.
We have swimmer in 7 just coming into the wall.
Yes.
All right.
There's the whistle.
Good to go.
All right, lane 1, we got Emily Lutkowitz. Lane 2, Alexis Amwong. Lane 3, Rory Grace Thompson. Lane 4, Arika Patel. Lane 5, Jasmine Chang. Lane 6, Anya Shaw. Lane 7, Sabrina Moreno. And lane 8, Melina Krikos. Slight delay in the start here.
So the bottom center of your screen, you can see it scrolling through. There's a link or a pointer to the website where these heat sheets are available. So you see it there, besmartinc.com, BESMARTTINC, and that has all the information. One thing you would see in there is that this was scheduled to go at 5:34. It is actually 5:28, so we're running a little ahead of schedule here. Always a good thing.
Yep, that's always a plus.
All right, here we come into the finish.
All right, it's Sabrina Moreno with 114.73.
Dropping off a 120 flat. So that's a 5:27 drop.
Very good job. We're now at Heat 3. We have Angelica Sandoval in lane 1. Lane 2, Tessa Milando. Lane 3, Elora Thorngren. Lane 4, Charlotte DeCress. Lane 5, Jasmine Lugo. Lane 6, Carly Moser. Lane 7, Santina Mabu. And in lane 8, Zoe Erling.
I'm one of those, I always have to look ahead. So the tentative schedule for the last race was 7:06 p.m. So we have about an hour and a half of swimming to go.
Very good. That's going to be relatively painless for us up here in the press box. The climate is not too bad.
A lot less pain than doing a 200 fly, right?
Yeah. All right, close one here. Charlotte DeCress with 112 and Carly Moser with 112.41. All right, folks, that brings us to Heat 4. In lane 1, we have Jenna Cheney. Lane 2, Mary Briseno. Lane 3, Viviana Ramos. Lane 4, Anya Iman. Lane 5, Gabriela Becerra. Lane 6, Taylor Holtzman. Lane 7, Tori Burgess, and in lane 8, Grace McLaughlin. And Anya Iman comes in at 108.12. All right, that brings us to Heat 5. We have in lane 1, Vivian McCormick. Lane 2, Sahana Manikandan. Lane 3, Morgan Vendrebo. Lane 4, Sasha Black. Lane 5, Emile Feldstein. Lane 6, Nadine Chamau. Lane 7, Maddie Ball, and in lane 8, Julie Fu.
So as you can see on the top right, some of the swimmers, the gold qualifying is 104.29 for the older girls. So you can see a few swimmers are right on the edge based on that top right information.
That's right, and Sasha comes right in at 106.10. Pretty close. Okay, folks, we're at heat 6. In lane 1, we have Natasha Duran-Gonzalez. Lane 2, Marine Ivers. Lane 3, Coco Okawa-O'Connell. Lane 4, Thea Valdevarona. Lane 5, Camila Bazan. Lane 6, Madison Lope. Lane 7, Carrie Mandrevo. And in lane 8, we have Sasha Colby. Lane 5, Camila Bazan is a no-show scratch, I believe.
Yep. Looks like it, yep. That's lane 4 and lane 8 turning simultaneously, 31.16 and a 31.14 for Thea in 4.
Thea Valdevarona comes in at 104.65, which is about half a second drop.
Just off the 104.29 gold qual.
Here we are at heat 7 now. We have in lane 1 Elizabeth Duffy, lane 2 Madison Clack, lane 3 Lola Summerstein, lane 4 Margaret Sawa, lane 5 Allison Barton, lane 6 Sonia Yegan, lane 7 Sid Wright, and lane 8 Victoria Bono. This is the final heat, and we'll be going to the men's 100 meter after this.
Low time there in lane 4, Margaret Sawa, 102.58.
Good job, Margaret. Next event, 42 men's 13 and over 100 meter freestyle. We have 5 swimmers, starting in lane 2, Carl Nagamos. In lane 3, Sion Shah. Lane 4, Charlie Tong. Lane 5, Nathan Burgess. And lane 6, Connor Ehrenbeck.
Nine heats here, Jeff. You ready?
I think so. I think we can swing it. It's just a good thing I brought my water bottle with me.
There you go.
All right, the low time is Charlie Tong with 121.39. It's a slight drop from his seed of 122.96. Next is Heat 2. We have Lane 1, Charlie Moser. Lane 2, Nicholas Dungan. Lane 3, Robert Walters. Lane 4, Andrew Hugh. Lane 5, Dylan Fernan Fernandez. Lane 6, Sam Herbst. Lane 7, Sawyer Mazzol. And Lane 8, Ryan Gizmeski. All right, did 8 finish? No, that was his. Yeah, he did. Low time for Lane 8. 1:10.13 for Ryan Gizmeski. Brings us to Heat 3. We have in Lane 1, Ryan Liu. Lane 2, RJ Fitzgibbons. Lane 3, Nick Kukowski. Lane 4, Gianfranco Novoa. Lane 5, Benjamin Bautista. And Lane 6, James O'Toole. Lane 7, Sean Boyd. And Lane 8, Maxwell Lee. Lane 5 is a scratch. Benjamin Bautista will not be swimming this event.
It's lane 6, first to turn at the 50. James O'Toole.
And it's James O'Toole comes in at 1:04.36, which is quite a big drop there.
Yeah,
5 seconds at least.
6.6, I think. Nice job, James.
All right, we
And
are
a
now.
fist pump from Dad. There you go.
We are now at Heat 4 with Lane 1, Jackson Skura. Lane 2, Rohina Roy. Lane 3, Ben Midland. Lane 4, JJ Zala. Lane 5, Jonas Fowle. Lane 6, Connor Sabia. Lane 7, Tyler Kim. And Lane 8, Dylan Julikopi. And Zara JJ is not in lane 4. I don't think he's at the meet. I've seen the name before and he wasn't here.
That is lane 5 and lane 8 turning simultaneous down there at the 50. This is Heat 4 of 9.
Jonas Fowle comes in at 1:06.19. We're now at Heat 5. We have swimming in lane 1, Dennis G. Lane 2, Colin Martiak. Lane 3, Huck Hayes. Lane 4, Pete Swede. Lane 5, Matt Martino. Lane 6, Burke Katak, lane 7, Adrit Alugadala, and lane 8, Andrew Loke. And Pete Sweet comes in at 103.90. So a little bit of a drop from his seed. Brings us to heat 6. We have in lane 1, Mikey Kim. Lane 2, Charles Lee. Lane 3, Mason Carter. Lane 4, Colin Whitlock. Lane 5, William Parsnick. Lane 6, Alexander DeSantis. Lane 7, Basile Estime. Lane 8, Basim Hussein.
I don't know if we did mention them or not. The gold qualifying for 13, 14, 101.89, 15 and over, 57.09.
We may see some in the 9th heat that meet some of those times, so at least the 15 and over. All right, William Parsnick finishes at 102.20. We are now at heat 7 of 9, and swimming in lane 1 is Anthony Lean. Lane 2, Daniel Wilson. Lane 3, Malachi Wong. Lane 4, Alex Makovsky. Lane 5, Aiden McTee. Lane 6, Yanni Rodrigo Pondapa. Lane 7, Jordan Franco. And lane 8, Daniel Shee. So my daughter texted me to let me know that she dropped 7 seconds in her 200-meter fly. So it's always good news for a father to hear.
Absolutely. Makes the ride home a lot easier, right?
It sure does.
Tight one here between lanes 3 and 4.
All right, Malachi Wang comes in at 1 minute flat, 82 hundredths. All right. That brings us to heat 8. Lane 1, Lucas Fowle. Lane 2, Luke Gardner. Lane 3, Tyrion Chong. Lane 4, Koji Sawa. Lane 5, Arian Batances. Lane 6, Bilal Afifi. Lane 7, Mario Pontitis. Lane 8, Jonathan Kern.
All right, on the top right are the entries for heat 9, our final heat up next. Again, the magic number for 15 and over gold, 57.09. There we go.
All right, Koji Sawa coming in at 56.62. Excellent time. That's about a 1.5 second drop. We're at the ninth and final heat. We have in lane 1, Brian Dos Santos. Lane 2, Troy Dibble. Lane 3, Nathaniel Kern. Lane 4, Sam Larenk. Lane 5, David Zoltek. Lane 6, Carl Burkhart. Lane 7, Eli Muldoon. And lane 8, Matthew Sherwinski.
Again, this is meters, so if you're, some people might have like certain numbers in their head for yards. Meters is longer, and obviously long course times are a little slower. You're not getting the push at the 25s. So these are really impressive times. Some guys coming in 53s, 54s.
That's right, we got some fast swimmers in this ninth heat.
Looks like lane 3 is going low time here.
All right, Nathaniel Kern, 55.18.
Dropping about a half a second off his 55.65. Nice job, Nathaniel.
All right, that ends event 42. We're now going into event 43, which is the women's 13 and over 200-meter backstroke. Swimmers are entering the water. Heat number 1, we have lane 1, Grace Flynn. Lane 2, Ashley McDonald. Lane 3, Jenna Cheney. Lane 4, Emily Feldstein. Lane 5, Sophia Gould. Lane 6, Emily Kuven. Lane 7, Sabrina Moreno. And in lane 8, Emily Lukiewicz.
I think we have a scratch in 8.
Ah, yes. We do indeed. This is a 200-meter event, so it is 4 laps. Now, my daughter tells me that her time was converted from the long course time, and I'm not sure what the math is on that. Do you have any idea, Mike?
There's a couple websites out there that take into the yards to meters, long course to short course, so it's the best way to kind of do that.
I'm sure it's not too complicated.
But it's interesting. It varies by the stroke too. So there's a lot of. I think it's all it's all based on just data sets that they look at other swimmers and.
Right.
The new iPhones and it do it all built in with its artificial intelligence. Don't worry.
That's great, isn't it? Technology.
All right, these are our 3 lead swimmers here coming down at the 150 turn. 3 lanes complete, 1 to go.
There will be 3 heats in this event, and we're on heat 1 right now.
All right, we'll jump ahead to our lead swimmer here, lane 5.
Sophia Gould comes in at 2:46.47, which is a pretty large drop from her seat time of 2:57.83. right, we're going into Heat 2 now of the women's 200-meter backstroke, event 43. In lane 1, we have Sophia Sanchez. Lane 2, Taylor Holtzman. Lane 3, Sophie Sanders. Lane 4, Alexa Whitworth. Lane 5, Madison Mook. Lane 6, Natasha Duran Gonzalez. Lane 7, Tori Burgess. And lane 8, Maeve O'Neill. And lane 4, Alexa Whitworth is no-show. If anyone's watching live right now, drop us a hello or a thumbs up or a smiley face or something in the chat. I've looked at it a couple times and the only message I've seen is my own. I happen to be Steve Blockhead, but you guys can call me Jeff.
All right, here are the swimmers, 3 lanes complete, 150 meters down. Outside smoke, 246.50 for Maeve in lane 8. It's about a 2.5 second drop for Maeve. Nice job.
Okay, we're at the third and final heat of this event. We have in lane 1, Maren Ivers. Lane 2, Sonia Yegan. Lane 3, Katie Mans. Lane 4, Sophie Zulaga. Lane 5, Maddie Ball. Lane 6, Coco Okawa O'Connell. Lane 7, Sasha Black. And lane 8, Bella Takas.
Top right of the screen are the entries for the first heat on the men's side. And I don't know if we mentioned it, the gold qualifying for 15 and overs is 234.39.
Sophie Zulaga comes in at 116.20. That's, sorry, it's not the end of the race. That's a turn.
100 split there for Sophie.
I was going to make that mistake at least once today.
I did it a couple times. So. All right, there's a 150 split.
We've got a couple of messages in chat. We have Papa Joe wishing both of us a happy Father's Day.
Thank you, Papa Joe.
And Marilla Wong also wishing us a happy Father's Day. Thank you. And Papa Joe happens to be my father.
Oh.
So happy Father's Day to him, too.
All right, low time here is going to be lane 4. Sophie, 2:33.71.
All right, Sophie comes in at 2:33.71. All right, we're going to event 44 now, the men's 13 and over, 200-meter backstroke. We have 3 swimmers in heat 1, starting in lane 3. Adriel Betances, Ryan Juzmeski in lane 4. Lane 5, Dylan Fernan Fernandez.
So what's occurring on if people are familiar with the Colorado, what they did, they hit next heat there versus next event. So it went to event 43, heat 4, which didn't exist. So the database that shares the names from one system to the other didn't have data to put there, so therefore it was blank. So here we are on 44, heat 1.
I guess that explains what happened last time then.
I think so, yeah. I just caught it that time that it went to heat 4. So full disclosure, prior to my doing the live streaming side of things, I'd spent a lot of time behind the Colorado console and doing troubleshooting and debugging and things like that. So. All right, the names on the top right of your screen, those are the entries for heat 2 of 3. And we're still ahead of schedule, 8 minutes now ahead of schedule, so.
Yeah, they're running a tight ship today.
And a quick, hopefully nobody's, I'm not ruining the surprise for anybody, but Rory McIlroy has taken the lead at the U.S. Open through 15 holes, so not saying shut us off and go watch that, but it might be good to put 2 screens on right now. He has a 1-shot lead over Bryson DeChambeau. But maybe record that, watch us, or if you choose to, watch that, and this will be available to rewatch. And again, if you didn't catch it before, tonight, 8 o'clock on NBC is, hopefully there's some, I don't know if it's live or just highlights of the U.S. Olympic swim trials coming from Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think it was one of our persons, Marilla Wong, who mentioned that yesterday in chat. All right, Adriel Betances comes in at 2:41.25. All right, we're going into heat 2 of 3. Lane 1, we have Burke Katak. Lane 2, Benjamin Weehee. Lane 3, Mason Carter. Lane 4, Robbie Ryger. Lane 5, Arian Kumar. Lane 6, David Hanin. And lane 7, Nick Krukowski. The 15 and over gold qualifying time is 2:22:69. Should have a couple of swimmers in the next heat that meet that.
This is lanes 4 and 3, 4 to the left, gold cap, 3 with the cat, green cap. And we'll take a quick peek at 1 and 2 here. 1 to the right. And then 7 to your left, 6 in the middle, and 5 to the right. We'll stay with these guys on the turn, go a little tighter. All right, and into the finish.
Robbie Ryger, 2:33:94 is our low time. All right, we are now at the third and final heat of event 44, and we have in lane 1, Derek Gutowski, lane 2, Vikram Pal, lane 3, Henry Herbst, lane 4, Alex Bufty Jimenez, lane 5, Brendan Giuliano, lane 6, Ty Holler, lane 7, Gavin Del Fierro, and lane 8, Bilal Afifi.
Looks like we have a scratch in 2.
That's right, I forgot to make note of that. Texting my father.
That's okay.
He wants me to send my mother the link.
Oh. Well, she can always catch up later. It'll be available.
That's right. That's the beauty of YouTube.
Guys making a very nice chevron shape here with the center of the pool with the lower seed times.
Yeah, they're swimming in formation.
All right, here they are at the 150 turn at the far end. That's lane 4.
Next event after this will be the 50-meter butterfly, women's 13 and over.
I don't know if you caught it there, but lane 5 had a great turn coming out of that far wall.
Yes.
All right.
And Alex Jimenez comes in at 2:21.40.
So if anybody wanted to, when you're watching YouTube on a computer, you can hit the space bar to pause, and then the period and comma are framed forward and backwards. So if you wanted to kind of psychoanalyze not psychoanalyze, bad, you wanted to analyze the start,
That's a good tip, Mike.
you can do that.
We're
Oh,
now
shucks, we're on the far side of the pool. My bad.
We're on event 45 now, and heat 1, we have 3 swimmers. Lane 3, Emily Ludkowitz. Lane 4, Anya Shaw. Lane 5, Ina Sasathni Anadasiri.
Yeah, it looks like we added 1 in 6. I'm going to try and zoom in on a...
Ah, Liz, they've added a swimmer.
It's a Madison swimmer. Bolton, maybe? I don't know. Oh, we're already into the wall. So I'm sorry. I keep forgetting these 50s starting on the left side.
Anya comes in at 41.58. Significant drop from 46.68. We're
Right
now
here.
at heat 2 of event 45. And in lane 1, we have Melina Krikos. Lane 2, Tessa Malondo. Lane 3, Makena Puhunas. Lane 4, Zoe Hurling. Lane 5, Navi Knoll. Lane 6, Ella Loeffler. Lane 7, Maeve O'Neill. And lane 8, Clarissa Cohn.
Top right are the names for heat 3 of 5.
All right, Maeve O'Neill comes in at 35.96. We're at heat 3. In lane 1, we have Emily Hooven. In lane 2, Sophie Sanders. Lane 3, Alora Thorngren. Lane 4, Elle Villacres. Lane 5, Jasleen Lugo. Lane 6, Sasha Colby. Lane 7, Madden Chomau. And lane 8, Santina Mapiu. All right, close race here in lane 4, Ellie Villacres comes in at 34.29. That brings us to heat 4. In lane 1, we have Carrie Mandrebo. In lane 2, Morgan Mandrebo. In lane 3, Gabriela Becerra. In lane 4, Renata Chishkovich. In lane 5, Samantha Wasco. Lane 6, Angelica Sandoval. Lane 7, Liv White. And lane 8, Anya Imam. And Samantha Roscoe finishes at 33.93. We're now at heat 5. And in lane 1, we have Julie Fu. Lane 2, Madison Clark. Lane 3, Margaret Sawa. Lane 4, Lola Summerstein. Lane 5, Adriana Scanga. Lane 6, Elizabeth Duffy. Lane 7, Thea Valdeverona. And lane 8, Victoria Bono. And of course, a big shout out to Adriana Scanga, my daughter, who is in lane 5 right now. And they are flying in formation, as you can see.
All right, lane 4, low time 29:57.
And lane 1, Lola Summerstein, 29.57. That was a very good heat. Now we're in event 46. Starting in heat 1 for the men are Nicholas Dungan in lane 3. Lane 4, Charlie Tong. Lane 5, Sawyer Mazzol. This event is 5 heats. We are in heat 1 of 5. Nicholas Dungan comes in at 40.44. Big drop for Nicholas. We're at heat 2. In lane 1, we have Sebastian Mapieu. Lane 2, Dylan Fernan Fernandez. Lane 3, Huck Hayes. Lane 4, Matt Martino. Lane 5, Colin Marchiak. Lane 6, John Franco Novoa. And lane 7, Benjamin Bautista. Colin Martiak finishes at 31.49.
Big drop off at 38.17 seed.
Well done. All right, we're now at heat 3. In lane 1, we have Ben Midland. Lane 2, Basile Estime. Lane 3, Jackson Skura. Lane 4, Alex Makovsky. Lane 5, Saren Taylor. Lane 6, Daniel Wilson. Lane 7, Alexander DeSantos. And lane 8, Aiden Rivera. Sorry, folks, that I can't look at the comments right now because these 50-meter events are very fast and furious. Finishing low time 31.64, Alex Makovsky. We are now at heat 4 of 5. In this heat, we have lane 1, JJ Zara, who I don't think is here. Lane 2, Troy Dibble. Lane 3, Lucas Found. Lane 4, Arian Batances. Lane 5, David Zoltek. Lane 6, Zach Joyal. Lane 7, Jordan Franco. And lane 8, Dylan Jewel Hoppy. Lane 6 is a no-show as well. All right, Arian Batances finishes at 29.58. Just shaves a hair off his seed time. We are now in heat 5, the final heat of this event. Lane 1, Matthew Zerwinski. Lane 2, Thomas Gaugan. Lane 3, Dylan Alave. Lane 4, Vikram Pal. Lane 5, Brian Dos Santos. Lane 6, Kirian Chong. Lane 7, Koji Sawa. And lane 8, Carl Burkhart. A no-show in lane 4. And Thomas Gowden finishes 27.91. I don't have the gold qualifying times on the heat sheet.
Yeah, the 50s, they weren't publishing that, so I don't know if that is not run as part of the...
Next event is 47 women's 100-meter backstroke. There will be 3 swimmers in this event. This heat. I'm sorry, breaststroke, not backstroke. I read that wrong. Lane 3, Zoe Argentieri. Lane 4, Ella Loeffler. Lane 5, Anya Shaw. I looked up and I saw them on the blocks and I said, why are they not jumping in the water?
Yeah, and I wasn't very helpful there with that either, so sorry.
That's okay, you're busy. And I think we have an extra swimmer in lane 6.
I will focus on that in a second. So it looks like the same Madison swimmer that we had earlier as an add-on Bolton, or there is a Barton with Madison, but I don't think that's a Barton. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, so this is a 100-yard as they turn. They have about 25 meters. I said yard again. So they have about 25 meters to go here. There's our lead swimmer in 4.
Ella Loeffler comes in at 1:39.44, which is quite a drop from her seed time of 1:47.83.
We'll try and go real tight. See if we read this cap. Why are you not focusing? All right, camera doesn't want to focus. Sorry, folks.
Okay, we're in heat number 2. We've got 6 swimmers in this heat. Starting lane 2, Fei Fei Wong. Lane 3, Anya Iman. Lane 4, Grace McLaughlin. Lane 5, Olivia Lee. Lane 6, Jasmine Chang. And lane 7, Alexis Imwong. If I'm getting any of these names wrong and anyone's live, feel free to put in the chat and spell the name phonetically for me. I would appreciate it. I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to saying names, that's for sure. Anya Iman at 1:39.79. Couple second drop. We're now at heat 3. We have in lane 1, Laura Thorngren. Lane 2, Rory Grace Thompson. Lane 3, Sabrina Moreno. Lane 4, Harley Moser. Lane 5, Mary Briseno. Lane 6, Caroline Kopitek. Lane 7, Arika Patel. And lane 8, Charlotte DeCrease. For those keeping track, we're on event 47, heat 3. There are 50 events in this session. I forget what your estimate, Mike, was of when we expect to finish.
I think we're about 10 minutes ahead of schedule. I think we have about 30 minutes worth of swimming. So the last one was supposed to go off at 7:06, and this one, 47.3, was supposed to go off at 6:35. So we're about 10 minutes ahead.
So I'll take the bet that we'll finish before 7 then.
All right. Well, there's been power outages and there's been other things. So.
True. You never know. All right, Caroline Kopitek comes in at 1:31.85.
It's a nice 4.5 second drop for her.
We're at heat 4 of 5. In lane 1, we have Jasleen Lugo. Lane 2, Sasha Colby. Lane 3, Makenia Pujunas. Lane 4, Sid Wright. Lane 5, Sophia Gould. Lane 6, Renata Chishkovich. Lane 7, Sophia Sanchez. And lane 8, Navi Noor. I'm wondering now if Chishkovich is pronounced Shaikovich, but someone will have to correct me on that one.
Well, Jeff, if you keep this up, college hockey is great because they actually give you phonetic spelling because the amount of Europeans and Canadians.
I could really use that, believe me.
This is a look at lanes 4 and 5. A couple teammates here.
All right, Sid Wright coming in at 126.86. Very slight drop. We're at the 5th and final heat of event 47, the women's 100-meter breaststroke.
Do we have Sid's twin, maybe? Liv, they're both the same age. Lane 8 here.
Lane 1, Viviana Ramos. Lane 2, Vivian McCormick. Lane 3, Thea Valdeverona. Lane 4, Allison Barton. Lane 5, Josie Spies. Lane 6, Samantha Wasco. Lane 7, Camilla Bazan. And lane 8, Liv Wright.
Got to give a shout out, Allison Barton, part of the Chatham High School State Championship team this past year.
Fantastic. Allison Barton at 1:20.99. All right, we're going to event 48 now, the men's 100-meter breaststroke. In lane 1, we have Sion Shah. In lane 2, Robert Walters. In lane 3, Charlie Moser. In lane 4, Sam Herbst. In lane 5, Andrew Hu. In lane 6, Sebastian Lapew. In lane 7, Connor Ehrenbeck. And lane 8, Sawyer Mazzol.
Yeah, so again, the scoreboard went to heat 6 as opposed to incrementing the event. No harm. It does record it. It just makes it more difficult to pull the times. The Colorado system is kind of designed that way to be kind of error-proof. Not error-prone, opposite, error-proof. So it will record. It can record thousands and thousands. It's just the problem is when they link that with Meet Manager, which is the platform that knows where a swimmer is, it will have trouble picking up the data. You got to kind of repoint it. So just creates a little work for somebody on the back end.
Well, I gotta say, it shakes my confidence a little bit because when I'm reading the names off, I sometimes look to make sure that they're matching up and that I don't have the names. So it shakes me up a little bit too.
All right, so this there. All right, 48 heat 1 there. They just incremented it up. So
Charlie Moser comes in at 138.69. That's a pretty good drop for Charlie. All right, we're at heat 2 now. Lane 1 is Kane Vargo. Lane 2, Adrit Alugadala. Lane 3, William Parsnick. Lane 4, Basile Estime. Lane 5, Rohinish Roy. Lane 6, Ryan Liu. Lane 7, Maxwell Lee. And lane 8, RJ Fitzgibbons. There are 6 heats in this event. Number 48, we're on heat 2. And William Parsnick comes in at 119.99, which is a significant, more than 10-second drop from his seed time. We're now going into heat 3. And in lane 1, we have Burke Katak. Lane 2, James O'Toole. Lane 3, Dennis G. Lane 4, Adriel Batances. Lane 5, Nathaniel Kern. Lane 6, Mikey Kim. Lane 7, Jackson Skura. And lane 8, Zach Joyal.
All right, if anybody is watching it or not watching it intentionally, all right, there's been a change at the U.S. Open golf leaderboard. I'll just say that. Coming down to the last couple holes. It's our swimmer in lane 2 leading us out here. That's lanes 3 and 4 now.
James O'Toole finishes at 1:20.10, which is a good 4 or 5 second drop. At least 5 seconds. Going into heat 4 of 6 now, and in lane 1 we have Mason Carter. In lane 2, Benjamin Weehee. Lane 3, Pete Swede. Lane 4, Andrew Lope. Lane 5, Jonas Fong. Lane 6, Gavin Del Fiero. Lane 7, Charles Lee. And in lane 8, Daniel Sheep. If anyone has served as a timer before, if your swimmer is the last swimmer to come in, it is often a very rushed experience to write the time down on the clipboard and get ready for the next heat. I've been through that many times, and I have written scribble, almost illegible writing on my clipboard. All right, Charles Lee comes in at 1:20.10 in this heat. About a 1 second drop. We're now going into heat 5 of 6. In lane 1, we have Malachi Wong. Lane 2, Luke Gardner. Lane 3, Lucas Fong. Lane 4, Wasim Hussein. Lane 5, Anthony Lin. Lane 6, Aiden McTee. Lane 7, Ty Holler. And in lane 8, Troy Dibble. Wasim Hussein comes in at the low time at 1:15.63. We are now at the 6th and final heat of event 48. In lane 1, we have Yanni Rodrigo Condapa. Lane 2, Tyler Kim. Lane 3, Eli Muldoon. Lane 4, Sam Larenk. Lane 5, Dylan Malave. Lane 6, Thomas Gaugan. Lane 7, Henry Herbst. Lane 8, Jake Brunetti. And by the way, the gold qualifying time for 15 and over is 1:14:69. All of the swimmers are 16 age and older. Sam Laurent comes in at 1:15:60.
All right, 400 meter IM. 3 entries on the ladies' side.
Yes, this is event 49, and there's only one heat and only 3 swimmers.
Up, they're combining the guys. I
Oh, it
should
looks
have.
like they're combining the men. All right.
Hold on.
Let's see if I can get this right. We've got in lane 2, Sasha Black. Lane 3, Sophie Zulaga. Lane 4, Katie Mons. And for the men in lane 6, Connor Sabia. Lane 7, Kane Vargo.
All right.
Looks like we were supposed to have James O'Toole, but he's not there in this one.
All right, so look, reference the scoreboard top left for the swimmers in the pool, and I'll get you the next heat. So again, this is a 400 IM. They'll do 2 lengths of each stroke. So we'll go butterfly for down and back to start this off. All right, so there was only 1 heat on the ladies' side, so next race will be the men's heat 2 of 2. And those are the names you see on the top right of your screen now.
Looks like we saved some significant time by combining the men and women in this heat.
All right, so again, the ladies here in 2, 3, and 4. The guys down here in 6 and 7. All right, so butterfly done, backstroke up now. We'll take a look at these guys' transition turns here.
400 meters is 8 laps, and it is 2 laps per stroke in this IM event. Someone in the stands shouted out Happy Father's Day, so that's a reminder to everyone who may be live listening in. Happy Father's Day to all your fathers out there.
All right, the ladies are on their 3rd leg. And Connor and Kane? How do we pronounce that?
Is it Sabia?
Kane.
Oh, Kane. Oh,
yeah.
Kane Vargo.
Are now on their 3rd legs. All right, we'll jump to the far end. This is halfway through the butterfly. It'll be 2 lengths or 250 meters complete, 250 to go. Right? No, not 150 to go. Sorry. It's not a 500, it's a 400. That is lane 3. That's Sophie here, Sasha in 2. Katie in 4. And then on the guy's side, to the right is Connor, to the left is Kane. All right, we'll jump ahead. Lead swimmer here, Sophie in 3, is into the freestyle. Now you'll see lane 2, Sasha coming into your picture, and then Katie Mons in lane 4 coming into your picture. All right, here in 6 and 7 are the 2 guys there into the freestyle. Okay, we'll jump ahead to the lead swimmer, Sophie in 3. She's coming in, this 25 meters to go after she crosses over the midpoint of the pool here. And that's Sophie in for her finish. And we'll rewind real quick. Here's Sasha in lane 2.
Sophie at 5 minutes, 31 seconds.
Coming in is Katie Mons, white cap coming into your picture there. And then the 2 gentlemen, Connor and Kane, coming in the bottom of your picture here, finishing up.
And for the men, Connor comes in at 6:06. We will now go into the final event of this session, and we'll be starting with Heat 2 since the last heat was combined. Lane 2, Colin Whitlock. Lane 3, Jonathan Kern. Lane 4, Koji Sawa. Lane 5, Nathaniel Kern. Lane 6, David Hanin. And lane 7, Benjamin Weed.
All right, well, Jeff, I thank you for joining me up here in the press box area.
It was a real pleasure, Mike.
Nice job today.
Thank you. Hopefully we can get a chance to do it again together.
Yeah, so I don't know, my schedule, I think there's a couple commitments. I think I'll get the long course gold from New Jersey Swimming. So I think I'm scheduled for that. And for anybody that is attending, I'm doing a Summit Area Y outdoor meet next weekend, or this weekend, I should say. And as I understand, the weather is going to be hot.
Is that that's in Summit, New Jersey?
So they swim at what's called the Berkeley Heights Community Pool, right next door.
Right.
So it's a nice, it's set up either at a 25 or 50. I don't know what they're swimming at. All right, so the guys are transitioning to backstroke. We'll take a look at our lead swimmers here. This is lanes 5. Nathaniel Kern leading out. And then in the green cap is Koji Sawa.
We have one more chat text. It looks like it's from Papa Joe, but I can't tell. It says, really exciting watching the U.S. Open and listening to Common Guy Sports broadcast at the same time.
Great. Glad you're multitasking. All right, so all the swimmers have turned. They're on their second half of the backstroke. Jump ahead to the lead 3 guys here. That's 5, 4, and 3 going right to left on your picture. Okay, now you see the field going left to right. They're finishing up their backstroke. This is lane 6, David. And we'll jump down to lane 8. No name on the board. We have a swimmer in 8.
We do indeed, and I don't know the name. That could be James O'Toole because he wasn't in the previous heat.
Oh.
They may have added him in.
And to take a quick look up in lane 2, halfway through his breaststroke, that is Colin Whitlock. All right, jump ahead, lead swimmers. Tightened it up here, first and second. As they turn here, they'll go to freestyle, down and back. So Koji Sawa split of 42 there. Nathaniel had a split of 46 on that 50. Third place running order here is lane 3, Jonathan. See him coming into your picture here. And then down here, lane 6, fourth place running order. Lane 2, Colin Whitlock, 5th place. And then unknown swimmer in 8. I thought I'd try and get the cap. Zoom in too much and it doesn't focus. And then lane 7 here. Everybody's on freestyle and we have their finishing here. Lanes 4 and 5.
Koji Sawa finishes at 5:01:36. Qualifying time for gold is 5:07:29.
So also Nathaniel there in 5 goes sub gold qualifying. Nice job. $13.14 gold is 5:22. What was Kern? Kern makes it there because Jonathan is a 13-year-old. Nice job, Jonathan.
Good job, Jonathan.
All right. So get the calendars out. Check off that weekend. Not doing any landscaping or cleaning the shed, huh?
Hope not.
All right. All right. Well, again, Jeff, thanks so much. We have a last swimmer coming into the wall here, lane 7. So that's going to wrap it up. I think we're not adding anything. So again, thanks to Jeff stepping in, helping out here, lending a hand.
A pleasure. Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Thank you. All right, so this is Mike, Common Guy Sports. We're going to wrap it up. Again, this stream will be there. You can rewatch it at any point. If you want to really get granular, you can hit on a computer, the best thing is, hit the space bar, and then you can use the dot and the comma, jump back and forth. If you are watching it on a computer, you can use the left and right arrows to go 5 seconds. On a phone or tablet, you tap the left or right-hand side of the screen, double tap it actually, and it will jump forward and back. So again, I think we're on. Common Guy Sports is on for the New Jersey Swim Gold Long Course Championships at the end of the year. If you'd like, you can subscribe to the channel to get notified. I do some baseball, some swimming, some lacrosse, odds and ends. So you might get notified when I go live with that. But I appreciate you joining today, and have a great day, and happy Father's Day again to everybody out there. And tune in tonight, 8 o'clock. You got an hour to NBC. I think I'll have the highlights for the U.S. Olympic swim trials. Okay, thanks again. We'll see you. That was a long-winded sign-off.